Hey, so in this video I will show you how to create automated videos that look and sound like you. We'll be using Heygen, Airtable and n8n. So you will see that this is pretty simple. At the end of this video you will be able to create automated videos in just like a click of a button. So crazy times, it's quite exciting though. So pro tip, if you don't have time, watch this video in 2 times the speed, but don't fast forward because we'll be using bits of code and stuff that you might miss. If you don't understand my French accent, well, just turn the captions on. Here is what we are going to cover. First of all, we will see how to create an avatar in Heygen. So that's really straightforward. Create an account in Heygen, then you head over to Avatar, create an avatar.
Hey guys,
Get
I'm
started.
so
I like to use the still mode and I prefer the text instruction. And so here I've recorded mine using a webcam and it works. But it's recommended to use a camera or a mobile phone. So just go ahead and do that. And within the next like 3 or 4 minutes, you will have an avatar created. So what I recommend to do is to create a vertical one and an horizontal one so that you can use it for different platforms. So next we will want to prepare the Airtable database. So in order to prepare the Airtable database, we need to know what kind of data will be returned when we actually make a call. So this is pretty straightforward. You just need to head over to the Agent API documentation, and you see that this is going to be it's going to give you the response. So basically the response is just the video ID. So we'll need to update the video ID into our content management database, and then we'll need to pull the data at regular interval to see what's the status of this video. So to prepare the database, it's pretty easy. So we'll be using Heygen video start. So that's going to be a checkbox. I should have created it with you, but I've done it before, so not a big deal. And here we'll just create two fields beside this one. So insert field to the left, and that's going to be Heygen. So you need to name that properly, otherwise you will get lost. Video ID, and that's going to be a single line record. Create field. Next, we will want to insert another field that's going to be Heygen video URL, and that's going to be a URL. Create field. Next, we are going to go for Heygen video attachment. Attachment and URLs are not the same because if you are using an attachment to publish using Go High Level, just like I do, attachment don't work. The URL is needed. However, I don't want to lose the data, so I want to have it saved somewhere, and this is where I save it. So I just need attachment. It's not spelled correctly. That's not a biggie. And here I'm going to go for a file. Create field. Okay, so now the database is ready to receive the data. Next, we'll want to head over to automation. And here, as you can see, I have create video. So this create video is what I use with Placid. Now we'll be using Heygen. So I'll just duplicate it and I'll just need to rename it properly. So this is video Heygen, and I want that to trigger when create placid content. Obviously that's not that, that's Heygen video start, and I just need to make sure that this is the correct webhook. So I'll head over to n8n and I will create a new workflow. So that's going to be Heygen create video. And here I'm going to look for a webhook. Here I need to make sure that this is a GET request. This is how it works using Airtable, and that the authentication is set to none. I'll just click this link and I will paste it in there. So as you can see here, this is it contains the word test, which I will need to remove when this system is into production. Otherwise, it's not going to work. Now I need to head back over to data, and I just need to make sure that one of those elements is actually matching the request I've created. So here, yeah, let's go with this one. So if I head back over to the automation and I choose a record, yeah, so it picked the record with the box I've just checked. So that's good. And next we will want to head over to Postman. So Postman will allow us to get the actual voice ID. So in regards to the avatar ID, this is pretty straightforward. You can just go here and copy the ID and paste it in your notepad or wherever you want. But in regards to voices, the API is structured in such a way that we get the whole list of voices. So you get like 900 or 1000 voices all in one go. So this is going to break the n8n workflow, so we have to do it separately. So for that we use Postman. So here I will obviously remove the API key after this video so that people don't act weird and start stealing it. But here you just need to copy and paste. So API heygen.com v1 voice list. Just make sure that you have the API key and the accept set to application slash JSON, and that this is into the headers. Send. And here, as you can see, you get the whole list of voices. So here you just need to search to find the one that corresponds to the name of the avatar. So for that's the one. So here I just pick the voice ID. And next, what I want to do is that I will want to go back into Heygen, and here I will just create a HTTP request. This one is going to be a post request, and I'll just go to the workflow, the previous workflow, because I've already created it, so I'm not going to do it again. But I will detail the process now. So here, create video. And here, as you can see, this is a post request. So this is set to API heygen.com v2 video slash generate. Here, that's the same API credentials, so the same header credentials than the one I've used in Postman to get the voices. And here, that's where it gets a little bit tricky, but it's not that complicated. So that's video input, and then the character, you just set it to the ID. So the avatar ID, the style is normal. I've tested it with different styles, and only normal seems to be working with the API. Here, the voice is the voice ID that you've collected from Postman. And in regards to the input text, we will need to tweak it a bit because, for instance, if we have spaces, that's going to break the JSON. So we don't want that to happen. So we will set it differently. And here, as you can see, so the in the test mode, you need to set the dimensions to this to 720. Otherwise, it's not going to work. But when you actually start paying for the API, which is like I think $99 a month for 100 videos or so, you can have it in HD, which is really good. So here we'll need to modify this text. And to do that, we will need to add a set node, and we will need to manipulate the data in order to make it JSON safe. So first of all, let's try the workflow and see if it works. So we will save this. I'll just unplug that because I just want to have the data into the webhook so that I can manipulate it afterwards and then create the video, then collect the video ID and update it in the Airtable database. So let's do that. So I'm going to test the workflow. I just need to make sure that um, a record actually matches the condition, which is the case. We've done it before. So I will run the test script. And in order to get this script, well, you just need to log into the free school community and you will be able to download that. So here I'll test the action. I'll just pause the video while this is triggering. Okay, so as you can see, this has been successful. And if I head over to the n8n workflow, you can see that the webhook has been triggered. So here I'm going to need to add a Airtable node, and I'm going to get a record. So I will select the right credentials. I will select the content management database. That's going to be from content, and the record ID is the one that we actually got from the webhook. So I will test it. Okay, so now I have all the data, the same one that's actually within the table database. And so here I will need to use the text. So I think I've set the text to be inside the caption column. So here I will need to have a set field. I will call that video text. Okay, so that's captions. And here I will want to manipulate this data, because here you see this is not going to be passed as JSON properly. So I just need to head over to ChatGPT and ask for it to actually convert it to JSON. Okay, so now ChatGPT gave me this code. So as you can see here, the line breaks are being escaped, and this is stringified. So basically, this is JSON safe. So we'll be able to use that within the API. So here I'll just need to rename the node. I'll rename that to JSON safe text. Rename. Okay. And here I'll connect the edit node. Just need to move myself over to the right. pass the data. So just by clicking the play arrow. And here I will need to drag and drop value. So basically that's this one. It might go all the way to the bottom. Yeah, that's what it did, but that's not a big deal. So you just need to copy and paste it, and then just replace it here, and just make sure that the closing curly bracket is still there. So okay, next I'll want to connect a Airtable node. Actually, I'll just prepare it, but I won't connect it yet. And here I'll just update the record. And the record we are going to update is will correspond to the record ID that we got from the webhook. And we are just going to update the video ID field so that when we actually pull the data, we get the record ID and the video ID so that we can match the right row. Okay, so now if I just click the play button, we'll be getting a video ID. So there hasn't been an error. If so, we would just need to handle it. Hasn't been the case, so that's perfect. Here we are going to look for the content management database. And here we are going to look for the content table. Okay. Now we want to match the column under the record ID. So we are going to look for record ID. Okay. That's really, really important. Otherwise, it's just going to keep creating new rows, and that's not going to match the request. So here we just drag and drop the value from the webhook. And as a next step, we want to look for, so everything else you want to delete it because sometimes n8n will act weird and put some stuff in there that you don't want. So I'll just delete everything. Deleted one too many, but that's not a big deal. And here I want the video ID. Okay, I'll test it. So it worked. Here, if I head back over to the content management database, you will see that we have a new piece of data here. And next I will want to create another workflow in n8n that will trigger on schedule in order to retrieve the video. So let's do that right now. So now we are going to build a workflow to retrieve the video. So first of all, you'll want to create a new workflow, which is going to be called Heygen get video. You need it and you need to save it because then we will need to use it in the execute workflow node. So here after the Airtable node, you will want to add an execute workflow and then look for the Heygen get video from the list. So I'll just show you what's happening here. So here, all the data that has been used inside this workflow is being passed over into the next one. So if I just show you an execution so you can understand what's happening under the hood, you see all the data from the previous workflow is now into the new one, so that we can use it. Next, you'll want to have an edit field. So it's not 100% necessary, but I like to have it in there because sometimes you need to manipulate the data, and this is a really good way to do it. So that's not 100% necessary, but you can leave it in there. And now you'll have the Airtable node, and that's going to look for the record ID. So that's the record ID coming from this get workflow in the Heygen create video. And next, that's going to loop over. So basically, often with this kind of services, they provide you with a webhook so that when the video is ready, it just triggers the webhook, and then you can update it that way. But Heygen doesn't do that, so we need to pull at regular intervals just to make sure that, or to check the status of the current video. So we are going to pull the data from the API, so that's api.heygen.com v1 /status.get video equals, and that's the video ID that we got from the previous workflow. So that's the create video, and this video ID has been passed over into the execute node, and we retrieved it from the Airtable also. So obviously the API key, and here we are going to check that the status equals completed. So that's not, that's a mistake. It's expression equals completed. Okay. And so if this is true, then this is going to update the Airtable. So everything that you don't need needs to be deleted. Otherwise, sometimes n8n will just add weird stuff in it, and we don't want that. So we just want to update the video URL and match it with the record ID. And so the result will be that Heygen video ID, which was previously updated from the create node, and then the Heygen video URL. So there is more data that you can get. Let me just show you the execution so that you can see. You could, for instance, add thumbnails or whatever you want. I don't really need it, so I haven't updated it. But if you wanted to, you could. Like thumbnail URL, video URL, that's needed. And if you set captions, you can get them here too. So that's a really good way to do it. And it's quite straightforward. So just to finish, so this is checking every 1 minute. So it's the workflow is gonna keep running until the status of this video is shown as completed. And when it's shown as completed, it will get updated into a table database. And that's pretty much all you need to do in order to create a video that looks and sounds like you using an Heygen. So if you like this video, don't hesitate and put a like and join the community so that you can get access to the free template. Thank you. Bye-bye.